Welcome to the somewhat daily Chino home show. Today there are only two new homes on the market. This first one has got an open house on Saturday. Nice nice brick veneer here, if that's what you call it. Let's go through. Clean house, well staged, not a lot of clutter. I probably would, just as a tip, take away some of those items. But the paint, neutral colors, and this is a newer home that just came up. Tile, nice fireplace. Bedroom paint's a little bit loud. That's not the color I would choose, but still very clean. Nice loft area. Tiny backyard, which is what I would prefer. So if you're lazy like me and you don't want to mow a lot of lawn, maybe throw some tether balls around. Okay, maybe I'll buy this house. Okay, open house on Saturday. If you're interested, get in touch. Be happy to meet you there. There is no HOA, $82 a month. And it's a newer area, Crystal Lane in Chino. You can see right here it's off Joy Street and butts up against Euclid. So nice newer area. If we look at the street view real quick, you can see that it's a new construction type area. Small yards, small or narrow lot lines. Okay, so that's the first newer property today. The downside, of course, like many of these homes, there are no school build-outs yet that allow your kids to go to better schools. So you've got some lower performing schools for this area. 6, 4, and 5, that's not what you want. Obviously, if you're looking to move into that area, you either don't have kids, or you don't care about education, or you homeschool your kids, or you send them to a private school. The other new one today is this, which is a pretty cool house, old 1905. They've done some work to it. It looks like something flippers came in and staged, but I'm not sure if that's the case. The staging here is good, very clean, does not look lived in, very sparse with the decorations, nice wood floor. If you want to live in a Craftsman, this is at $380. I mean, that's at the lower end of prices in the city of Chino. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,200 square feet, not huge, but nice if this is the kind of thing you want. Here again, the schools aren't great. The kitchen countertops, this is the kind of stuff that flippers usually put in, are these sort of stock white counters, and they're nice. They don't hold up so long, but they're decent. Actually, I think I have these in my house, and they are not bad cabinets. New fixtures and appliances. So again, my guess, just from being in the business, is this is what homes I walk into usually look like, that certain companies come in and just change with the same sorts of items, and you become familiar with those items because they just come in and they put the same countertops in, they put the same fixtures in, and they do a good job usually of staging things to make things look inviting. I'm not saying that's the case with this home, but very well could be. You see that the backyard is unfinished. So they didn't do any work here, which does tell you there's some potential. And I should add, though, that house is nice, but from a street view, it's not the best part of Chino. I assume it's a quiet area, but you can kind of get an idea of the outlay. Not all the houses are one Craftsman after another, so there's a variety of different kind of older homes in this area. And usually when you look for homes, you kind of look at the cars to get a sense of demographically what the neighborhood's all about. And terrible schools. And since we only have two properties today, I'm going to talk about schools real quick. You don't want to send your kids to a school ranked on a 3 out of 10. Okay, let's look at the boundaries real quick, just to give you some insight. Really, this area is a sweet spot. This Cal Aero Preserve Academy is a decent school. Townsend and Chino and Canyon Hills High School, these are awesome schools, but this is Chino Hills over here. This is Chino right here, as you probably know. Elementary-wise, this This area right here, this is a great school. And this is, again, that Cal Arrow, it's a K through 8, I believe, school. But if you buy a home in this area with the idea that your kids are going to go to a great elementary school, once middle school hops around, you're not going to go to a very good middle school. This is a pretty low performing school. So again, if you're this, and really this area, and even this sliver is Chino Hills, but let's just zoom in a little bit. I mean, the only area in the sweet spot is really the preserve, and then there are some homes in the outlying areas and this little section down here. So if I'm going to buy in Chino for the long term, thinking resell, and I have young kids, this is probably the area that I'm going to focus in on. Unless I'm going to put out money for private school, which is not a terrible idea. The downside of this area is that the tax base is pretty high, but people that can't afford or don't want the heavy payment of Chino Hills think, okay, I'll pay a little bit more in tax, and then my kids are going to go to great Chino Hill schools, and the one school that's embedded in the community is pretty solid. The other way to go about it is to possibly find one of these other areas in Chino, and then that extra, some of the newer areas do have a heavy tax burden, but some of the older areas, pocket areas, are very nice, and you might be able to get away with that and spend the excess money that you saved on the taxes just to send your kids to private school and have that kind of leverage. All right, my name is Douglas Armendariz, and I hope you have enjoyed another edition of the somewhat daily Chino Home Show. If you need any of our price reports, check out the link below or contact me if you need anything else. Thank you.